African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command and combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing on the progress of the special military operation on the 8th of July, 2024. This morning, in response to the Kiev regime's attempts to damage objects of Russian power infrastructure and economy, the armed forces of the Russian Federation delivered a group strike by long-range precision weaponry at objects of the Ukrainian military-industrial infrastructure and armed forces of Ukraine aviation bases. The goal of the strike has been achieved. All the assigned targets have been engaged. Statements of the Kiev regime about the allegedly deliberate missile strike launched against civilian facilities by the armed forces of the Russian Federation are false. Numerous published photos and footage from Kiev clearly confirmed that the destruction was caused by a Ukrainian air defense missile launched by an anti-aircraft missile system in the city. We note in particular that similar hysterics by the Kiev regime happen for years and every time on the eve of another meeting, summit, of its patrons from the NATO. The goal of such provocations is to ensure further funding for the Kiev regime and the continuation of the war to the last Ukrainian. The North Group of Forces has hit manpower and hardware of the 115th Mechanized Brigade, 106th and 116th Territorial Defense Brigades near Veselovka, Basovka, and Konstantinovka, Sumy region. 3 counterattacks launched by assault detachments of the Armed Forces of Ukraine 92nd Assault Brigade were repelled over the past 24 hours. The Armed Forces of Ukraine losses amounted to up to 260 Ukrainian troops, 4 motor vehicles, and 1 152mm 2S3 Akatsiya self-propelled artillery system. The West Group of Forces has taken more advantageous lines and inflicted fire damage on the units of the 103rd Territorial Defense Brigade and the 1st National Guard Brigade close to Stelmakovka and Artyomovka, Lugansk People's Republic. The Armed Forces of Ukraine losses amounted to more than 495 Ukrainian troops, 1 tank, 4 armored fighting vehicles, 14 motor vehicles, and 1 US-made and /TPQ-36 counter-battery radar station. In addition, 3 ammunition depots were destroyed. The Southern Group of Forces has improved the situation along the front line and hit manpower and hardware of the Armed Forces of Ukraine's 72nd Mechanized and 80th Air Assault Brigades near Konstantinovka and Belagorovka, Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy lost over 570 Ukrainian troops and 9 motor vehicles. In counter-battery warfare, 3 US-made M198 155mm howitzers, 3 152mm D-20 guns, 1 122mm 2S1 Gvozdika self-propelled artillery system, 1 122mm D-30 howitzer, 1 105mm M119 howitzer, and 1 US and /TPQ-50 counter-battery radar station. The Center Group of Forces has improved the tactical situation and inflicted fire damage on the 47th and 110th Mechanized Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 109th Territorial Defense Brigade near Rozovka, Novgorodskoye, and Novosielovka Pravaya, Donetsk People's Republic. 5 counterattacks of the Armed Forces of Ukraine 31st Mechanized, 95th Air Assault Brigades were repelled. The enemy losses amounted to over 385 Ukrainian troops, 1 US-made M101 Abrams tank, 3 motor vehicles, 1 122mm D-30 howitzer, and 1 US-made 105mm M119 howitzer. The Vostok Group of Forces has captured more advantageous lines and inflicted fire damage on manpower and hardware of the 72nd Mechanized, 58th Motorized Infantry Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine near Vodyanoye and Prechestovka, Donetsk People's Republic. In addition, 1 attack by assault groups of the Armed Forces of Ukraine 123rd Territorial Defense Brigade was repelled. The Armed Forces of Ukraine losses amounted to up to 140 Ukrainian troops, 1 armored fighting vehicle, 8 motor vehicles, one UK-made 155mm FN-70 howitzer, and one 152mm D-20 gun. One electronic warfare station was destroyed. The Dnieper Group of Forces has engaged the manpower and hardware of the 128th Mountain Assault Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine near Nestoryanka, Zaporizhzhia region. The Armed Forces of Ukraine losses amounted to up to 90 Ukrainian troops, 5 motor vehicles, one 155mm UK-made FN-70 howitzer, and two 152mm D-20 howitzers. Operational tactical aviation, unmanned aerial vehicles, and missile troops and artillery of the Russian groups of forces have neutralized 3 U.S.-made Mars MLRS launchers, up to 10 foreign specialists who maintain the systems, as well as hit clusters of armed forces of Ukraine manpower and military hardware in 122 areas during the day. Air defense systems shot down 4 French-made Hammer-guided aerial bombs, 5 U.S.-made Mars projectiles, and 30 unmanned aerial vehicles during the day. In total, 626 airplanes and 277 helicopters, 27,344 unmanned aerial vehicles, 540 air defense missile systems, 16,528 tanks and other armored fighting vehicles, 1,369 combat vehicles equipped with MLRS, 11,556 field artillery guns and mortars, as well as 23,453 units of special military equipment have been destroyed during the special military operation. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.